News, rumors and opinions Wednesday, June 25, 2025. Listen to the full version on the official dinarreport.com website and become our supporter on Patreon. Note: all intel should be considered as rumors until we receive official announcements, and rates and dates could change anytime until we get to the banks, redemption centers. RV excerpts from the Restored Republic via GCR. Update as of Wednesday the 25th of June 2025, compiled Wednesday the 25th of June 2025, 12:01 a.m. Eastern Standard Time by Judy Byington. Judy note: intel obtained by the new Starlink satellite system indicated that the people of Iran didn't want war. They were working toward a regime change. New elections would also bring them the ability to participate in the global currency reset and be able to trade with 207 other nations, something forbidden if they were at war. In order to participate in the global currency reset, which was in the process of completing this week, and trade with 207 other nations, the Mid-East nations could not be at war. Tuesday, the 2nd of June 2025. The Fed is dead. Nasara Gassara QFS on Telegram. The Federal Reserve has, allegedly, come to an end. No vote. No news. There was no coverage in the news. But behind the scenes, a sovereign, asset-backed monetary system is already being put into place, and the reset is no longer, allegedly, a future event. It's here. The phrase, sovereign system, means what it always should have: a national currency that belongs to the people and not to a private banking cartel. For more than 100 years, Americans have lived under a fiat system run by central bankers who were not elected. That time is, allegedly, coming to an end, quietly. The U.S. debt clock, which is one of the few public signs that shows real systemic change, has moved. Federal Reserve notes have been changed to future U.S. Treasury dollars. They didn't change that language by accident. It was a sign. The Federal Reserve is, allegedly, being phased out, and a currency issued by the sovereign treasury is already in the modeling stage. It will probably be put into use soon with military oversight. The media fills people's heads with noise, distractions, and cultural decay. But the real work of changing America's financial system is already going on. And it's not just a theory. It's measured. The real price of gold is, allegedly, $8,974 an ounce. The real value of silver is, allegedly, $1,132 per ounce. There are 364 paper claims on silver for every real ounce. These numbers show that the system you've been stuck in is rigged. Your wages, savings, and buying power are all based on fake prices, manipulated indexes, and fake debt. You're not just getting paid less than you should. You've been made a slave to a currency that was never meant to help you. But that system is falling apart. The same models say that there is now more than $173 trillion in asset backing potential, including land, metals, hard commodities, and money that was stolen from corrupt globalists. Over the years, fraud operations, black budgets, and offshore laundering channels have, allegedly, brought back another $7.5 trillion. This isn't a dream. The numbers show that each citizen could, allegedly, get more than $508,000 in sovereign wealth, not as handouts but as the start of an economy without debt or interest. No loans from the central bank. No traps for compound interest. No skimming by a third party. Simply direct sovereign value, which is measured, issued, and traded peer-to-peer on safe, decentralized networks. This new model would, allegedly, save more than $1 trillion a year just by getting rid of federal interest payments. By eliminating middleman banking fees, each adult saves another $39,000 a year. That's not a hypothesis. That's a model that already exists. It's now active but not spoken about. Some text goes here, so why isn't CNN covering it? Some text goes here because you weren't meant to know. The elites who built the fiat empire are, allegedly, watching it fall apart. The fewer people who know what's going to happen next, the easier it is for them to stay in charge. During the collapse, this has nothing to do with crypto. This isn't just a belief system. This is the last fight between freedom and slavery, debt and sovereignty. Trump was aware. And the sovereign system he helped start is now a reality. It's alive, and the clock is already ticking. You can stay loyal to the old system's last gasps, or enter a new economy that is meant to set you free. militiaman. A real effective exchange rate for Iraq is not 1310. The data supports it. It supports something significantly different. Fact. That's my impression that I believe to be fact. Frank 26, Iraq Boots on the Ground Report, Firefly. K2 here for the next 36 months helping us doing audits. K2 came out and said Iraq was well far ahead of their deletion of the 3 Zeros project and monetary reform. Then they even thought, Frank, K2 is going to help you guys police your currency to make sure nobody touches it. The new exchange rate, the banks are not being abused. K2 is for that purpose. Why are they there now? Relax my friend, your turn is coming. Delinquencies, defaults, denial. The Fed's blind spot grows. Danielle DiMartino Booth Kitco News. June 24, 2025. Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell returned to Capitol Hill this week, facing mounting political and economic pressure. Bond markets are now pricing in 2 rate cuts by December, even as Powell warns that inflation could re-accelerate this summer. In his testimony, Powell acknowledged that rates are now only modestly restrictive and refused to commit to cuts, despite rising delinquencies, falling home prices, and consumer stress. Joining Kitco News is Danielle DiMartino Booth, CEO and Chief Strategist at QI Research and former advisor to the Dallas Fed. DiMartino Booth argues that the Fed is again behind the curve, dismissing recession signals and risking another policy error. She outlines her thesis that the U.S. economy is already in contraction, student loan defaults are accelerating, and housing weakness could soon drive inflation lower. Listen to the full version on the official dinarreport.com website and become our supporter on Patreon. Source: Dinar Recaps.